if you're getting bubbling in your radiator water, you've got a breach in the head gasket above one of the combustion chambers, or near that. There could be a crack in the head, there could be a crack in the block, but generally what you find is that where the problem, that's the norm is some sort of you've still got some sort of small breach there. Now, it could have been some damage on the block that wasn't repaired or wasn't decked. But when you put a brand new head on and torque it down, there's not a lot that it can be now, except maybe an imperfection rather than anything else. Now, of course, when you're using the vehicle and it doesn't overheat, opposed to when you do run it and it does overheat, or does pressurise your cooling system, what it would probably indicate is that it's only doing that when you get up to full running temperature, when all your tolerances are greater, when everything's expanded up a bit more than what it normally. Yeah, that's right, and that little imperfection starts to get a bit bigger. Look, I don't think there'd be any reason why the 245 wouldn't work in this case. It's just a matter of adding it in and driving with it. And when you do get up to full running temperature and get to your destination and turn it off, there's nothing now happening in that combustion chamber, because whilst it is being driven, that combustion chamber, every time it goes bang in there, every time it cycles, it's pushing out this huge amount of pressure, which has been pressurising your cooling system and pushing the liquid away from the breech rather than allowing it to get in there. But the second you turn it off at your destination, everything will reverse. It'll find the breech, and the liquid will flow into the breech. As it flows into the breech, the solution you're going to have in your cooling system will be roughly a 10% solution of 245 and 90% water. Well, that water content inside that breech above a combustion chamber, which is probably going to be well over 100 degrees at that point, the water content is going to do what water does best inside that breech at over 100 degrees. It's going to vaporise. So it vapourises the water off, leaves the concentrated chemical behind, and under heat and pressure reacts and turns into a solid and fixes the problem for you. It's because it's setting itself when there's nothing happening in there. It's not working whilst the vehicle is going. In fact, nothing can. It's only when you get to that destination. Now, there are other ways of dealing with it. One is that what you can do is you can actually find the breach. This is an interesting one. You've got a glow plug in every cylinder. Now, all you need to do is to find out if it is a breach in the head gasket, in one above a combustion chamber, or something else. Now, we don't know what we're dealing with, but chances are it's still that type of breach. Now, if it is a breach like that, you start the vehicle up with the cap off, and you can see some bubbling in your radiator water. Now, all you do is shut the vehicle down, take the first glow plug out, and run it, and see if that stops the bubbling. If it doesn't, put that glow plug back, take the next one out, and run through the glow plugs until you find the one that stops the bubbling. And that's the effective cylinder. Now, if it does stop the bubbling, that's definitive. That's a breach or imperfection above a combustion chamber.